Hi everyone, how are you doing? It is December the 16th, so it's the day 6 of Vlogmas for me, or is it day 7? Not quite sure. And I am having a working at home day mostly today. I've got a deadline at the end of the week if I want to actually have a break over Christmas and New Year. Then I have to try and finish off a chapter by the end of the week, and I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but this week I am trying my best to do a little bit less running around like a mad person and more focused work. For those of you that don't know, I am a PhD student, and I'm a part-time student, and I work part-time as well, and I do YouTube. Probably works out to be about a day a week, to be honest with you, with YouTube, once you add everything up all together. So yeah, it's currently about 10:15 in the morning, and I managed to get up at a fairly decent time. So yeah, at the moment I'm just getting a few stray at-home tasks out of the way before I switch on my computer and get into my academic work. I've got about half of the chapter written already, but I have to do the other half, and then I have to edit it, and that's the part that I am nervous about. Yeah, I'm not going to get into my, this is not a PhD vlog, so I'm not going to get into that this time round. Oh, and I'll just mention, as always, I'm kind of trying to get used to this vlogging thing, this Vlogmas thing. I haven't spent a lot of time on these videos, you know, I haven't edited them beautifully and gone and found you know, music that I have the rights to, or made or recorded music for the soundtrack of these, so they're kind of less poetic, let's say, than a few other vlogs out there. Although I've just got to put it in there that I really don't enjoy Christmas music. It's not really something that I like. People will think that I'm a bit of a Scrooge or a Grinch or whatever, but I guess I'm just the kind of person that, as my friend has put it, has always danced to the beat of my own drum. And if I don't like something, then, you know, I might give it a chance, but I'm not going to end up doing something just because everyone else is doing it, unlike Vlogmas. But I will say that I did get FOMO, fear of missing out, when I started watching a few other people's Vlogmas. But also I found that my videos that I'd uploaded in December, my longer podcast videos, which is podcast 19, and also my kind of knitting masterclass series, which I had previously uploaded into a playlist called Tutorials, but I've now renamed it Knitting Masterclass because I think it's more that kind of in-depth tips and advice, as opposed to direct, you know, very specific tutorials. Yeah, I had hardly any views on them at all, so I thought, oh, maybe I'll try and give Vlogmas a go, and maybe it will kind of stir up some interest in the channel during this period. But I've actually found that people have unsubscribed from my channel, so maybe you're seeing too much of my face, I don't know. And you know, I kind of get it. I think I've probably done something similar in the past, when you kind of feel like your feed is being bombarded with Vlogmas, and hopefully those people will come back. But the point of this Vlogmas video series is more just to give you guys a little bit more of an unfiltered, behind the scenes glance at what is going on in my life, because my videos are pretty, you know, I wouldn't say polished, but they're pretty specific, and I do them that way on purpose. So yeah, I'm not sure how much filming I will do today, because it's not going to be very particularly picturesque, but I am starting off the day, well, by doing some cleaning, boring, but also I've got a bunch of Christmas cards that I've written that need to be addressed, so I'll be doing that right now. And I've gone for a pom-pom series, so they're 3-dimensional Christmas trees with pom-poms. And what else have we got? Kind of reindeer with red-nosed pom-poms and pom-poms. So that's what we've got this morning, and I'm just going to do that now, because I think I've also got mixed feelings about when you see vlogs where it's like kind of people doing stuff speeded up. Like sometimes it's nice to watch along, but sometimes I'm sort of sitting there watching the video like, oh, you know, oh, now they're doing this and they're not talking to me, so I'm not quite sure like how to react. So anyway, I'm gonna do that now, and I may check in with you guys again at lunchtime. I've just come outside because I was pre-washing some fabric and I'm hanging it on the line, and it's a huge 5 metre lot, so I'm just going to straighten this all out. But hopefully you can see that it's got like a lovely kind of checkerboard woven pattern in it, and I had to pre-wash it because yeah, I didn't know in what kind of cleanliness condition it had been in the shop, because it was basically incredibly cheap. And yeah, now I'm standing back, I can see that it's, you know, it's a little bit dusty still, so hopefully that will all come off. But basically this is a mystery fibre. I think it's probably a linen cotton blend. I actually really like the selvage here, and it was super cheap from a shop along Walthamstow Market. It was only £4 a metre, and I bought 5 metres, and it's going to be some kind of curtains or drapes to cover up a clothes rail to protect it from the sun. So I needed 5 metres, and it only cost me £20, which is probably like 27 US dollars at the rate of the exchange rate. So I'm going to just straighten that up now, and while I'm outside, this is my barren fig tree. I mean, it's barren now because it's winter. That's a fossilizing fig at the end there, fossilizing fig that I didn't manage to pick. And then in one of my videos I went on and on about bloody squirrels, and this is what they've done. They just sit on the bench and they peel the figs, and then they just leave all of the fossilizing skins and mouldering skins outside, and they get bored, they just leave the fig on the bench going mouldy. Just leave it there for me to clear up. Great, thanks very much, squirrels. I just wanted to show you the plastic bag that the fabric came in, because you don't get plastic bags very often. African and Asian fabrics, Afghanistan. Superior quality, reasonable prices. Thank you for shopping with us. Very polite and accurate description. It was a very reasonable price. And then on the back, it's a different address, but it's African Fabrics Limited. But then it's a picture of London, Tower Bridge, not London Bridge, Tower Bridge and Big Ben. Yeah, and then a British flag. So it's a different address, so I don't know if they're owned by the same company and they just decided to pitch in on the cost of printing these bags. But you know, this plastic bag, man, it's really thick. I feel like soon, and you know, as a good thing, plastic bags are going to be the thing of the past, so that's why I've taken the time to show it to you. Hey everyone, it is now in the afternoon, and I'm having a tea break because I am really happy, because after doing some emails I pulled out the feedback from my supervisor on a part of the chapter that I'm working on, and I dealt with one of her comments successfully where she told me to rewrite an argument, and I managed to do that. So that was only about 100 words done, and she also told me to take loads of stuff out, so I was at 6,000 words aiming at 8,000. Now I'm down to like 4,100. Such is life, but I'm really proud of myself for doing that 100 words, because it's all about small wins, the smaller wins. And I think I'm going to just put together this vlog for today in my tea break and just upload it, just have it done, and then I've got one less thing to procrastinate for. But I've got also something, some notes that I have to type out about an Alexander McQueen coat that I analysed in an archive and looked very carefully at the pattern cutting, to the point where I was asking the curator all these questions, or the archive assistant rather, and she couldn't give them to me because basically I study Asian style clothing, and sometimes I get given a clothing expert in the archive, but sometimes I get given someone just generally from the Asia department of the museum. He might not know anything at all about clothing, and in fact she was a specialist of lacquerware. So I was asking her all these questions about clothing that she couldn't answer me, and in the end she just kind of gave up, gave me a pair of latex gloves, because in this archive you're not allowed to handle the objects, and I handled the object very specifically, very specifically, and gave her a lot of information about tailoring. So hopefully she didn't find that annoying, hopefully she found that helpful. So anyway, point being that I've got some notes to type up which hopefully will get me towards 1,000 words. When I'm having a good day, writing day, I like to try and write 1,000 words a day, which should be achievable, or you know, 500 on a medium day. So we're going to aim for it to be a good day. But anyway, I'm rambling and just making a cup of tea, so I'm going to sign off. Before I do that, I'll just show you how I make my tea. So I promised you lots of glimpses behind the scenes of the Crimson Stitchery, and I do want to do a video about this, a standalone video at one point, but basically I've got this lovely 1970s, I think it's Hornsey pottery, yeah, Hornsey Bronte it says, tea caddy that I bought from a charity shop for 99p, and I would love to have a full set of tea. I think it's tea, coffee and sugar, but they also do taller ones, which would be good for me, and it's got loose leaf tea in it. And after trying lots and lots of different things, I bought this Clipper organic breakfast tea in bulk. So I bought like a 10 pack of these, basically from a wholesaler. Just trying to open it one-handed, and unfortunately it still comes sealed in a plastic foil wrapper. So I haven't figured out what to do with these yet, but anyway, that will go in there, and at least it avoids having the plastic seal on tea bags, which when you pour hot water into them, they do actually, the plastic from the seal of the tea bags does actually go into your hot drink. So at least it avoids me drinking the plastic, although not the plastic packaging. And then this is how I make tea. Sometimes I use a teapot, which is currently in the washing up, so I can't show that to you, but I do it in this tiny little sieve tea strainer that I got from Tiger for £2. So it's pretty simple. So either I put this tea strainer directly into the teapot, or I just put it into my mug like so. And yeah, I have my builder's tea, which is pretty strong, so I'll get rid of that. And then this mug, I don't normally go such into detail about tea and mugs on my podcast. This mug I got from a charity shop in Sweden, and it is a piece of Finnish pottery. Oh, let me look at the brand. Oh yeah, Arabia, Finland, which basically means Arabia, doesn't it? So lots of transnational design going on. Yeah, and I used to have two, but we broke one because that's just what happens in this household, stuff breaks. Oh yeah, and hanging out in the background is this beautiful glazed 1950s butter dish that I bought from Sheffield Antiques Market for like £8. So yeah, it's all about the second-hand crockery. And that's everything for today, so I'm going to sign off because it's been a bit of a rambly vlogmas today, and it's coming up to 3 o'clock, so I'm just going to get back to my 900 words. Yes! Hopefully I can get that done in the next hour or so, and I'll go out to work. So thank you very much for watching. If you are watching, thank you for sticking with me, for watching along, for following along, and I'll be back for another very rambly working at home update tomorrow, whereby I may decorate my tiny little Christmas tree. So I'll let you guys know. Have a lovely evening. Take care. Bye bye.